Pakistan faces some major trust issues. So does Joe Biden, it seems, the President of the United States. He's standing for re-election this year. But the Democrats, his party, wish that he weren't standing. Nearly half of them. They would like Biden to be replaced with a different candidate. So last night, President Biden tried to change some minds. He delivered what's called the State of the Union Address. This is an annual speech. The president delivers it to the US lawmakers, and it's an assessment of sorts of how the US is doing, where the country is heading, the achievements and the challenges. The president talks about all of it, but this year it was an election speech.
Now my predecessor, a former Republican president, tells Putin, quote, "Do whatever the hell you want." I think it's outrageous, it's dangerous, and it's unacceptable.
Biden did not leave any room for ambiguity. That former Republican president is Donald Trump, the man Biden is likely to go up against. It will be a Trump versus Biden contest in all likelihood in the presidential election. So Biden did not name Donald Trump, but he used the phrase, "my predecessor," 13 times. So a large part of his address was dedicated to Donald Trump. And it seemed a lot like a boxing match. Biden had a counter punch for every attack by Trump. You heard his comments about Russia. Trump encouraged Putin to, and I'm quoting, he encouraged Putin to do whatever the hell he wants with a NATO ally. Biden called that statement outrageous, dangerous, and unacceptable. He accused Trump of threatening democracy, a reference to the riot on the Capitol Hill, the one that happened 3 years ago. Trump has been accused of inciting this riot. Biden now says Trump is trying to bury the truth about it.
The threat to democracy must be defended. My predecessor and some of you here seek to bury the truth about January 6th. Here's the simple truth. You can't love your country only when you win.
The speech had a lot of drama. On immigration, the Republicans tried to heckle Biden. One particular case came up, the death of Laken Riley. She was a nursing student in Georgia. Last month, she was murdered, allegedly by an immigrant. When Biden spoke about his immigration bill, the Republicans raised Riley's death. Biden tried to respond with some theatrics, but he stumbled.
Lincoln Riley, an innocent young woman who was killed by an illegal. That's right. But how many of the thousands of people being killed by illegals?
Joe Biden held up a pin with Laken Riley's name on it and then went on to mispronounce her name. A Republican lawmaker gave that pin to him when he was coming to deliver his speech. What happened next does not bode well for a candidate whose age and fitness are talking points in the election. Despite the slip-ups, Joe Biden tried to go toe-to-toe with the Republicans. There was a lot of back and forth. The tension was apparent, especially when he raised some pressing issues like the military aid package for Ukraine.
Ukraine can stop Putin if we stand with Ukraine and provide the weapons that it needs to defend itself. History is watching. If the United States walks away, it will put Ukraine at risk. Europe is at risk.
The battle lines are clearly drawn, not just between Biden and the Republicans, but also between America and its allies. This is, of course, about the war in West Asia and America's disagreements with Prime Minister Netanyahu of Israel. Joe Biden made a key announcement. The U.S. military will build a temporary port on Gaza's Mediterranean coast. This port will be used to transfer aid. But why do they need a port? Because Israel controls access to Gaza and it refuses to allow more routes for humanitarian assistance. So this plan will bypass Israel altogether. As they keep piling the pressure on Netanyahu, listen to this.
Israel must do its part. Israel must allow more aid into Gaza to ensure humanitarian workers aren't caught in the crossfire. To the leadership of Israel, I say this. Humanitarian assistance cannot be a secondary consideration or a bargaining chip.
Strong words again. Not sure if Netanyahu is listening. A ceasefire still eludes Gaza. Last night, Biden said he was working tirelessly to achieve a 6-week-long ceasefire, but negotiations are proving to be difficult. And that was a common thread. Throughout the State of the Union address, this speech was Biden's attempt to recast his image, to show himself as a more combative leader ahead of the election. But it only seemed to have betrayed his shortcomings, his weaknesses as a leader. Donald Trump chose to highlight them on his social media platform. It's called Truth Social. Trump spoke about Biden's problems with Iran, with immigration, and with Ukraine. So the gloves are off. This presidential election is shaping up to be a big brawl.